Namaste, angels. This is going to be the weekly love reading for the period of Sunday, August 12th through Saturday, August 18th. There are tons of things going on in the celestial system and in the spiritual world and energies this week, but I went over them all, or all that I was aware of, or guided to, in the general reading, and some in the moon reading too. So I won't do it again. We're going to go straight to an opening message. And this week, it's weird. I'm doing things completely different. I was guided to get an opening love message from the Tony Carmine Solano Universal Love Oracle. I usually read these intuitively, but I'm going to read what the book says for whatever our card is, beginning with inner child, which does represent for me not only the obvious and the inner child that needs healing and work, and maybe has something to say with these stars, which represent the sign of Aquarius in the tarot. The star strategically placed over communication centers, which are associated with air signs, of course, which Aquarius is. The throat chakra, the third eye chakra, the crown chakra. So this child may have something to say, something is on her mind. She, the universe and God says, let those who have eyes see. Maybe she's seeing into something, or she has seen into something that we've lost or forgotten, and we need to revisit. All of that can be likely, particularly under the conditions right now with all the retrogrades. And Uranus, Aquarius's ruler, actually in retrograde as of last week. Went into retrograde on the 7th and will remain there through the 7th of January 2019. And this card actually says even more about that retrograde than just the fact that Uranus went in, because it entered in Taurus. And this card not only speaks to me of air signs, particularly Aquarius, but also of earth and water, with Aquarius, of course, also being the water bearer. So this is very Uranus and Taurus, this card here that we were beginning with. But our card is going to be relationship. Now, when I pull this, I usually tell people, yeah, it can be about your love relationship. I mean, that's what everybody wants to hear, right? It's about their love relationship. But it's really more so about the relationship that we have with ourselves, which, if you've seen the general reading, was also a theme there. I won't give it away. It was a really, really good reading for me. I hope that you guys enjoyed it as much. Relationship from the book. These are all very short and to the point. If you're struggling to find a loving and meaningful relationship, it may be worth checking on the relationship you have with yourself. For all of our relationships with others mirror the relationship that we have with ourselves. If you feel that something is lacking in your relationship with another, you'll find that the same thing is lacking within you. And this might be what the inner child was trying to tell us about. When you find love and meaning within yourself, you will see love and meaning within others. All transforms when we transform. I think that's all I'm going to use those for today, which is different. And that I'm going to do the spread from the Divine Masculine's perspective with the Angel Tarot, beginning with the Moon. But first the dice. And I see buy shoes. Buy shoes and spend money facing me. So spend money on the shoes. This week, or just now, what I got from the buy shoes is like for an event or something. We got somewhere to go, or like dancing shoes, to be social. So that's nice for a change. Dirty movie. Usually for me is about like FaceTiming and stuff like that. And maybe, maybe it gets a little XXX. Also, romantic dinner is facing me. This could be for what the shoes are. Now that I've put the buy shoes down, 29 is staring me in the face. Spiritual partnership. And atop this die is try again, but also email. So it could be trying again to reach out to somebody that maybe didn't respond the last time, or you started to contact somebody, but you couldn't muster up the strength or shake off the pride or the fear of rejection that they might not respond, and try again. Also, sex. I'm not sure where that came from, but I guess when I laid one of the dice down, I didn't put it in where it had been. So now it's on sex, which turned up in the general too, I think. The general or the moon reading? I think it was the general. Spirit says cocktail. Romantic dinner. And forget it, meaning like the past and whatever was holding you back and restricting you, whatever was the obstacle preventing you from moving forward in your life and having a good time and being more social and less introverted and all of that stuff. Buy the shoes for that, for building up a relationship with yourself, feeling good, feeling attractive. You don't look hot in your shoes, whether you're a male or a female, whatever kind, you're going to look good that day. And maybe go to a bar yourself. Or go to dinner yourself, romantic dinner with you, right? Liking you, loving you, enjoying your time, having a good time with you. And maybe you'll meet somebody there, those of you who are single. So now going to the dice, you know, the moon always shows up in my readings surrounding the period of when we have a major moon transit or situation. So we just had the new moon today, actually. Today is the 11th, the day on which I'm recording this reading. So very appropriate, the beginning with the moon. I was also made to see the cards that were behind it, and those two are appropriate, right? It is the Leo new moon. And I was also shown the Knight of Water. So here's the guy that's making the proposals and stuff. He's emotional, romantic, enthusiastic, and contemplative. Falling in love or wedding proposals, which also came up in my moon reading. And I just saw on IG, I think it was, one of my Facebook friends, I guess followers, you know, quote unquote followers, subscribers and all that, got engaged yesterday, the day that I put up the reading. So that was pretty cool. Falling in love or wedding proposals, the need to balance emotions, and an invitation to a social event. The Knight of Water is a Pisces, like is represented by the moon in the tarot. A Cancer or a Scorpio, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. I'm also being made to see or notice the 8 of Water, I think it is. Yep, the 8. A desire to move on, the search for something meaningful, spiritual and emotional growth. So this can be about forget it too, like moving on from the past and again what was restricting us. The Queen of Fire is not only a representation of the female and the feminine in the tarot, but is also a Leo, like today's moon, and where the sun is, Sagittarius or Aries, also possibly a Scorpio. And maybe that's why the Knight of Water is behind the Queen of Fire as well. She's confident, warm, intelligent, and graceful. Stretch your wings and fly. Don't underestimate yourself. Assert your independence and creativity. And the moon, as I said, represents the sign of Pisces. It's all about important psychic insights and events behind the scenes. Release the fears that hold you back. Again, forget it. And now the Fool popping up. Or the Dreamer with Archangel Metatron. A leap of faith. Follow your dreams that leads to unexpected opportunities. In this deck in particular, the Dreamer. This card, I don't know why, but has always, from day one, represented the planet Mercury for me. Maybe because Metatron does. Metatron, Enoch, Mercury, thought, all the same being at different vibrations. So I guess that's why, yeah. Mercury, ruler of Gemini and Virgo, of course, currently retrograde in Leo. Goes direct next week, but this week, retrograde. So this Dreamer card represents for me those zodiac signs, Gemini and Virgo. Opening to the Queen of Earth, thoughtful, creative, warm, and sensible. Make time for those around you. Take a sensible approach. Deal with challenges in a kind and understanding manner. Speaking of Virgo, this queen may be a Virgo, a Capricorn, or Taurus, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. And so far, we've seen all possible actual characters, players in your life this week. And here's another one. The King of Earth, who's generous, professional, responsible, and practical. A successful time. Confidently accept opportunities you're offered. You have the Midas touch. Well, there's a lot of reasons for the Earth energy to be showing up. Like I said, Uranus is retrograde in Taurus right now. Venus, ruler of Taurus, entered Libra this week, so she is active too. Mercury, ruler of Virgo, is retrograde. What else involves Earth? That might be it, but it's not enough. Oh, how could I forget? Oh my goodness. 3 planets as of this week, as of the 12th, when Mars enters Capricorn, will all be simultaneously retrograde in Capricorn. Mars, Pluto, so both rulers of Scorpio, and Saturn, which rules Capricorn, will also retrograde there at the same time. On top of that, this means that, yeah, there's definitely already a couple at the table. We're already talking about partnership with the king and queen here showing up opposite one another, and a very lucrative and abundant week in all areas, because there was a lot of Earth in the general too. So finances, material, and love all coming through. King of Earth, one more. The Knight of Earth, loyal, dedicated, honorable, and kind. Time to buckle down and get things done. Honor your commitments, your guardian angel. So like the queen and the king, the Knight is a Leo. No, not a Leo. A Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, and maybe an actual person impactful upon your life. I mean, of course, all of these could be the same one person, right? Your energy, your partner's energy, somebody else who has some sort of influence over the union, helps to bring about the abundance for you. Maybe friends that take you out or introduce you to somebody in that aspect of being social. Whoop. King of Earth. The 8 of Fire, events moving at a fast pace. Delays are over. Many things are happening at once. The 8 of Fire is about communication. I've always pictured, particularly with the traditional tarot, the Rider-Waite, is like these rods coming at you. They just remind me of like Cupid's arrows shooting at you. So I always, and then these look like the tips of arrows. So, you know, I've always thought of it as like Cupid's arrows coming at you. The 8 of Fire is like communication that often has to do with love and partnership, as far as I'm concerned, but also things going on behind the scenes, the universe setting some things in motion for you. Overall energy is the Chariot, major arcana card 7, with Archangel Metatron. Yet again, it's all about being in the driver's seat of your own life. It's also victory. Could be moving, maybe moving in together, moving closer to one another. Just forward movement in a metaphoric sense in your life and relationship. Could be about travel, maybe going on vacation, some sort of destination together, or visiting one another, or revisiting a situation, revisiting a relationship from the past. An important achievement, self-discipline and willpower, public recognition. Divine Feminine, about herself. The masculine as it relates to the feminine. Himself. The union as a whole. Overall. What the masculine would have the feminine do, contribute, surrender toward the union. What he himself is willing to. What the universe would have both to do and will help them with this week should they make the effort themselves, and the outcome. Divine Feminine, very nice. The King of Water, trustworthy, compassionate, respected, and cultured. Open your heart and mind to those around you. Trustworthy and heartfelt advice and charity work, which is love. Feminine, this week for us is about us not being afraid to have emotion, to show emotion, but at the same time, those emotions being in check. We're not like dripping all over ourselves, wallowing all over the place. You know, we're in control, coupled with this chariot. I picked that up. Also up right behind it is the hermit, maybe after having gone within and done some soul searching or come to some sort of enlightenment, some new information that caused a shift here for us, where we're more willing to be vulnerable while simultaneously remaining in that driver's seat. The King of Water can also more directly be a Cancer, like our overall energy, the chariot, Pisces, or Scorpio. Doesn't have to be. This is the card for all feminine this week, but there may be some direct water signs really getting into this, you know, feeling this energy right now. Or impactful upon your life this week, you know, like separate and aside from the message for the feminine. The masculine as it relates to the feminine this week, 8 of Fire. He might be reaching out to you. This could be the email. This could be the forget it. This could be the try again. Events moving at a fast pace. Delays are over. Many things are happening at once. Also, it's an 8. We got to be mindful of those. The masculine about himself this week. Very nice. The 6 of Earth. Gifts of money, time, or effort. New career opportunities, receiving a loan, or paying off debts. The 6 of Earth for me, especially in this deck, or particularly in this deck, totally represents the sign of Venus, which I just said entered Libra. She's very much at home right now in Libra, which she rules, which they say is the most loving placement that she can be. So how blessed are we to have her there? This also represents the other sign she rules, Taurus. Here's all the beautiful earth. And in the back, that scattered energy that looks that looks nervous and confused, that's Gemini to me. All this, the white smoke, the air. This card is about unconditional love, though, as far as I'm concerned. It really demonstrates and illustrates the need for love to pass both ways, right? The give, the take. And without restriction, maybe that's why all this energy is all just crazy all over the place. It's not limited. It's totally uninhibited, right? Without restriction at all. Unless it decides to be in control, right? It can't be controlled or by somebody else because it's just unconditional. Otherwise, without agenda. I give to you because I give to you. That's it. Or I accept this because I accept it, and I'm grateful. And you know, that's the extent of it. Not anything attached to it. So unconditional love, that exchange. It's all about sixes and also sixes all about justice, equity, equality, love, you know, fairness, consideration of others, not just ourselves. Like, again, just desiring to do things for other people and wanting to exchange positive energy with them just because that feels good. Just because it feels good to give and to get, but not with anything else attached to it. Very nice. The masculine about the union as a whole this week. Whoa. The Ace of Water. Falling in love or the resurgence of a relationship. Spiritual growth and enhanced intuition. Maybe even a new home. Maybe. Again, some people could be moving in together or just moving in general, moving forward, moving closer to one another physically. Ace of Water, about new relationships. It's about reconciliation of you know, old relationships. It's about reunion of past loves coming back. all of these things, and not to demise, to a beautiful new blessing, right? That's going to give them complete emotional fulfillment, joy, happiness. It's the Ace of Water. Overall, nice. I love this spread so far. The World with major arcana card 21, which equals 3, and might have had to do with some sort of party of 3, possibly a love triangle, not necessarily, but all of these things possible. Whatever it was, it went on too long, this situation that the world represents, and it's coming to an end. The universe is helping to ease us out of that old, stuck, funky energy and situation, relationship, whatever it was. That was just we OD'd on it, We overstayed our welcome. I call this like my waiting to exhale card. Like you can finally breathe, that sigh of relief. Like, oh, thank God that's over. Thank God I finally left, or moved on, whatever. A job well done, joy, contentment, and gratitude. A path toward enlightenment. The World carries fire energy for me. I can't tell you why, and I can't tell you which. Just know that it represents the fire element for me. I'm not telling you why because I'm keeping it a secret. I haven't decided yet. I just know I feel fire coming from it. What would the masculine have the feminine to do toward the union this week? Queen of Air. She is independent, experienced, realistic, and witty. Objective decision making, clearing away all that no longer serves you, and seeing the humor in a situation. Well, from looking at these three to get like what to top it and what's crossing here, right away I got he would have her to communicate, and in a loving way, maybe not so icy with him, and cut away the past, the things that don't serve her or them anymore. Do away with it. What is he himself willing to do this week toward the union? Wow. Love. The Knight of Fire. He is passionate, adventurous, self-assured, and restless. A sudden event that needs immediate attention. Time is of the essence. Think things through carefully. Well, this is Prince Charming to the rescue. He's willing to come in without even stopping his horse. He's going to pick you up and throw you on the back of it. That's the kind of energy that the Knight of Fire has. He is a Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries, or maybe a Scorpio, or someone with those traits or attributes. But again, court cards tend to represent actual people. So aside from the immediate messages that we get for the collective, some of us are going to have these characters, show up in our lives. Very likely a water sign, an air sign, a fire sign. What would the universe have the two to do, and would the universe love to help us to do this week? Very nice. The King of Fire. Motivational, idealistic, ambitious, and charismatic. Means go for it. Focus, focus, focus. Communicate with vision. Be a leader. Maybe even take advice from someone creative. Perhaps me. The King of Fire, again, is the representation of the divine masculine in the tarot. He is like the Knight, a Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, or possibly a Scorpio. And basically what the universe would have us do is to take the lead, take charge, get moving, right? Wands are fire cards. The fire element is about movement. Get going, take action, right? Could be representative of the planet Mars. ruler of Scorpio and Aries, entering Capricorn this week. Get moving. Universe will help you to take action. But you have to we have to proclaim that we want something. And then the universe will do it. It's sort of like the world. And the outcome. Whoa! 3 of air. Great sadness. Take time to heal. There's a need to forgive yourself and others. Well, right away this came to me that this is past. This is what the 3 of air is showing up to represent, is the forgiveness. The forgiveness and the healing of the relationship. And it's crowned by this 3 and rooted in this 3. So again, the difficulty, the hurt, could in large part have had something to do with a third energy, and perhaps an extra person, right? A third wheel. Somebody else in the mix in whatever capacity that helped to cause damage. Let's take another one there. To clarify and see the overall result. If we allow, if the feminine allows herself to be this person this week, emotional, vulnerable, without being, what we would consider overly emotional and wishy-washy. If she's able to allow herself to be soft and communicative, but also to let go of the things that she may have been harboring. If we're able to get moving, take action on some stuff, and to allow the universe to do things for us without us trying to control that, and without us trying to put our own, notions in front and block divine timing and the blessing. If we're able to exchange without reason or agenda, just because we want to share positive energy with one another. If we're able to go ahead and start anew, again, forgetting the past, even if it was painful. Moving beyond it, exercising true forgiveness. This week also on the 12th, the same day that Mars enters Capricorn, is the first day of the month of Elul. And what that translates to mean is I am my beloved and my beloved is me. But what the month itself is about is repentance and forgiveness. So that we do have that falling into this week. So if we're able to start anew, if we're able to shift out of the old patterns, circumstances, situation, and take our own life, bull by the horns, chariot by the reins, and, get moving with us in control and not other people, not a third wheel. What would happen? 5 of air, very interesting. An unwise choice. Learn what you can from this situation. Review everyone's motives. So this person still trying to get in the way. But of course, we don't have to allow that. This is a 5. It's a 5. We can avoid drama. We can avoid conflict. That's a choice. If we make the right choice. Look at this. Do you believe this? You know that this is the legit energy for this. We have them progressing forward, right? And I skip cards in between These are all the ones that were upside down, so I didn't take them. I skipped them. So then the Seven of Air. Plans that need revision. More going on than meets the eye. And poor timing. Seven of Air also represents the energy of joy stealing for me. And it can be about actual literal stealing, but I don't think anybody can steal anyone's man or woman, you know, like they weren't really yours if somebody can steal them. But that doesn't mean that somebody won't try or doesn't want to. But they want to steal this happiness. That's the bigger thing. So even, they might not even want this person. And the third wheel doesn't even have to be a romantic interest. It can just be somebody that's trying, like a thorn in the side, trying to the monkey wrench in the works. I'm glad I did this way. So we conquer the 7. And then that difficulty does come to an end. Too much work, accept help from others. Life is out of balance. That leads to stress-related health concerns. We alleviate the burden, or the burden is finally alleviated. We progress to here. And then finally, boom! I couldn't have made that up if I wanted to. An exciting new opportunity. Career advancement. Change your life now. Obviously, it has nothing to do with career advancement in this situation. Or maybe it does. Maybe the person was at your job that was trying to, you know, screw up your life. But more importantly, this is about the new opportunity for love after defeating these other energies, which we all are very much capable of doing, can easily do with these. If we use these, with which we are blessed this week, we can defeat these, progress to here where we lay down our burdens, and we start anew. And you see how these progressed in order to? Here's the 10, here's the 11. Boom. Wow. That was intense. That was intense. Now we're going to, one of the cards that I had, I guess, upside down was apparently the devil. Because just now when I stacked them back up, the devil ended up on top of the deck. A false sense of entrapment, being overly focused on material things and negative or fear-based thoughts. So this can also be tied into what was attempting to hold us back. Major Arcana card, the devil, represents the sign of Capricorn, again, where 3 signs will be retrograde. So that can also be coming into play and causing some difficulties for people. Things that we can triumph over, however. Remember also the chariot, which is our overall energy, is a major card of victory. It might be the #1 card of victory in the tarot. So again, we can conquer all of those energies, but it will take some work. We have to proclaim it first, and then the universe will be happy to help us to defeat this. If we're feeling chained to anything, we're feeling addicted to anything, now is the time to let it go, and the universe will help. All right. Wow. Next, speaking of the universe, more so from its perspective, beginning with destiny. An opening to control and being manipulated, or maybe being a manipulator. Or somebody trying to manipulate one's destiny, like change their outcome, throw a monkey wrench in their program, like we just saw. Opening to friendship. It can be somebody who's not really a friend that is doing this. That could be the third wheel. Control. And gifts. Also, maybe somebody trying to use like a dark period magic or something against you, and to stifle your gifts, or even just by not even using the dark magic necessarily. You don't even have to do that. Just by bringing somebody's vibe down, you can, you know, stymie their gifts and stuff. somebody trying to control whether or not you ascend. True gem. That can be what you are. The person may also be an air sign, maybe specifically a Gemini. That is the manipulator or being manipulated. The other way to look at it is, again, this is, you know, what we want to achieve, like the real deal, a real friend. Get away from this person that is trying to, you know, make us dance around like they're a puppeteer. And we're a marionette. True gem. True gem also representative, again, of Venus, who rules Gemini, as well as fellow air sign Libra, again, where she's located, which is supposed to be the most loving placement she can be in. Could represent Mercury, too. Mercury retrograde in Leo, another ruler of Gemini. Also, it represents value and like worth and worthiness and like deservingness. Like you deserve to be free of control. He's blonde female who's really a redhead. I don't know what was wrong with this person who decided to call this card blonde female. But in any case, this is the representation of the divine feminine for me in this deck. And after all of that, true gem is the overall energy anyway. Divine couple. Recent past. Masculine's higher self. Near future. Blocks to the union. The feminine can do. The masculine can do. Further advice from the universe and what the universe would love to help you with. And the outcome. Aw, true love. That's the representation of the divine couple this week. Off to a nice start. Recent past. Money. This is connected to earth signs for me, but also similar to true gem, to value and worth and deservingness. So we could have come into a place where we began to know our worth and to feel as if we deserve love, true love. Everyone deserves true love. Can be connected to, again, an earth sign, however, as well. And Venus, as well as Mercury, as well as Saturn. Rulers of the earth signs. Near future. Communication, boom. Okay, we've seen this over and over again thus far. Communication this week. Masculine's higher self. Soulmate. So this is where his mind is. Crossing the two love. Very nice. And the fact that he knows his worth now, and he maybe knows the worth of the true love now. He values it, the relationship. Blocks. Past life. There's still some things linked to the past that are, and that may be what we just saw with the 3 progressing to the 5, progressing to the 7 of air, and then the 10 and the ace. I mean, we were watching something play out connected to some sort of past life situation, maybe a karmic situation. Again, this can represent Saturn. This can represent Capricorn. And we have that very karmic planet, right? Planet of karma and zodiac sign and restriction and all of that. We have that Saturn retrograde in Capricorn right now. So this can be a major cause of that. What can the feminine do this week? Positive. Gifts. For some, this is the feminine actually physically gifting the masculine with something. She's giving him something. It doesn't have to be physical, is what I'm feeling. It can be sort of like from my heart to yours. And if you watch the general reading, then that'll make more sense. The part about where I talked about the month of Elul. Watch that and you'll understand the my heart to yours and this new understanding. But in some cases, yeah, physical. Maybe that's what this celebration is about. Maybe it's somebody's birthday, the masculine's birthday, or again, there's some other event that they're going to go out to. Cocktails, romantic dinner. Gifts will be involved as well. What can the masculine do here? Get control of your life. Remember what the universe wanted to do in the last spread? What it wanted us to do, each of us and both of us, and what it was willing to help us with? The King of Fire, that's you. Want you to, take back control of your life. Take the lead. And take action. Further advice from the universe this time. What the universe would help us do, or wants to help us do. New love. Wants to help us start over. Wants to help to give us that ace of water. And the outcome. Short-term heartache or pain. This is just like the last spread. And I think that, again, this is connected to the past hurts. We'll be addressing them. I can do the same thing here that I did last time. Here's the next upright card. What comes after the short-term pain or the temporary pain. And temporary could be literally momentary in that moment while we're addressing some of these issues. We're sad, we forgive, we agree, we love, and then that's the end of that. Renewed friendship. And then long distance. This could be going the distance. Again, it's connected to value. But to be honest, the first thing I felt was that in some cases, this is the other person that's out of here. That friend that I said wasn't really a friend. It's that's who with whom the heartbreak is. And they're out of here. They're gone. That's the outcome. And, actually, now that I think about it, that could be the case for some in the other one, because it was crossing that queen. The queen was sitting next to the 3, 5, and 7. That could be like people who need to be cut away, that no longer serve. Same thing could be coming up here. So more than one way to read this, or that I received in that moment. I'll go ahead and take one more, and then I'm going to go to my other spread. Dating under the moon. How funny is that? So yeah, here's the romantic dinner and the cocktails and the reconnection that we've seen as well. All of that happens. Whew. I don't know if I can take another intense spread like that with the ones we've had so far. But here goes. For this week, I'm going to use my Love Tarot. What's the proper name for it? The Lover's Path Tarot. And normally I read each card individually as I turn it over. I may not this time, because some of them, the major arcana cards, come with some really cool stories. So I may just lay the spread and then do the cards. We'll see what feels natural in the moment. So beginning with the 4 of Arrows, which can be about that recovery, this reconnection. So we had some pain, right? Here's the 3 of Arrows. Here's the hurt, right? And the need for forgiveness. And here's what we've done. Now we've accomplished that. There's 1 arrow next to us now, the Ace of Arrows, Ace of Swords. That's about victory, triumph. So now we're getting our strength back. We're recovering from all that we've been through. But look, we're doing it together. Together. And opening to Justice, again, where Venus is, and this might be the reason why. With Penelope, you know, dishes. Major Arcana card 11, Justice. This is that love placement. So this may be what got us to this moment. We're finally getting our just due in some cases, which is that love that we've been longing for. And also the forgiveness, the apologies, the repentance. That's justice as well. 4 of Arrows. And the Princess of Cups. I should have left it upside down because I'm going to read the reversals. If they come up in reverse, I will read the reversals. The Princess of Cups, which is the Page of Cups. So she brings news, even upside down. She's not a bad card. Pages bring news, and this one brings offers of love, maybe messages, email, FaceTime, messages, offerings of love. That communication, loving communication. 4 of Arrows. And the 7 of Cups. So right now that's in reverse too. Could be all these other options and things. All of that spilling out. We're done with that. And, you know, coming to a place of reality right now. And knowing what we want. Reality and clarity. Four of Arrows. And lastly, the Lovers in reverse. With Isis and Osiris. That can demonstrate difficulty in making a decision. And still being maybe afraid to move on the love. But maybe that's from the place from where we're starting. Upright, it's a much more beautiful card in this deck. More so than anything having to do with a decision, it definitely means love. And coming together. And actually, now that I think about it, that first spread, we had the King of Water sitting atop the Queen of Swords. The King of Water and the Queen of Swords. Four of Arrows and a cut. And it's the Queen of Coins in reverse. There can be some, maybe that person that showed up before that didn't mean you well, the third person. I had no reason to think that they were necessarily a earth sign that I can think of, but maybe that's what they are. Queen of Coins in reverse tends to be like somebody that tries to control you, like with money and stuff, like pull you by your purse strings. That could be the puppeteer. She could easily be the puppeteer. Let's hope she doesn't show up this way in the actual spread. Overall energy is the 9 of Coins. Crowning the masculine. The 4 of Wands, 4 of Staves in reverse. The 4 of Wands is always a good card, no matter what. We'll move on. The Princess of Cups in reverse, yet again. That wasn't a mistake. And the 2 of Staves in reverse. Interesting. Feminine. The 2 of Arrows in reverse. We have a 2 mirroring a 2 as well here. Or an 11. surrounding the feminine. The Six of Coins upright. So this was the masculine's energy about himself in the first spread. The Six of Earth, Six of Coins, Six of Pentacles, whatever you want to call it. Feminine subconscious. Eight of Staves upright. This was the masculine's feeling about the feminine in that spread. Crowning. The Ace of Cups is also back. It's in reverse. It's still a good card. At the root. Major Arcana card, Death, in reverse, which can also often be about like a refusal to let go of some bullshit that's not advancing you. Like that struggle with letting it go, letting it be, and moving on. Heart of the matter. The King of Coins is also back, and he is upright. Very nice. Okay. All right, I think I see the whole thing. So the Two of Staves in reverse can be about like we had a really great idea, a really good plan, and, you know, okay, I'm going for it. And then like it fizzled, like we lost, like when you lose steam. And I think that's because he doesn't, there's a lack of confidence and disappointment in himself that he's not as stable as he wants to be. That he can't necessarily provide a stable home also can be, to be more specific, is a possibility with the Four of Staves can often represent home, commitment, wedding, that he can't provide. Because the Princess of Cups in reverse can be about like an empty cup, like empty offers. But I don't think empty offers because he doesn't mean it. I think empty offers because he doesn't feel like he has anything to offer. He doesn't feel worthy. So taking us back to the other spread. However, the light at this end of this tunnel is that the King of Coins is at the heart of the matter. And the King of Coins is somebody who does have the... he is worthy. He is worth. He has the ability to create worth and to, you know, to have it grow, to facilitate growth in abundance. So this can be fixed. I mean, we might have those temporary moments of where we're feeling small and insignificant, and, you know, maybe that hurts or causes hurt. But we have the ability to turn that around with the King of Coins. Also, with it crossing the Ace of Cups in reverse, like I said, you know, for one thing, what this can mean is, you know, the Ace of Cups, the reunion or whatever this is associated with, a new love, new relationship, or relationship anew and renewed. All of that's still coming, but slightly delayed, and maybe delayed because the masculine feeling this way. Like he was all set to do it, and then he sort of, you know, he fizzled out and lost his stamina, momentum there. But this Ace of Cups in reverse can also be like just feeling disappointed and melancholy and about love. And again, I would say because of these things. The feminine, on the other hand, we have the Two of Arrows. And the Two of Arrows, for one thing, can have to do with like not being very happy with a decision that you made. But I don't really see how that applies necessarily, unless it's connected to a past decision that maybe caused some of these, you know, set some of these things in motion. That's possible. But the other meaning, or another meaning, of the Two of Arrows in reverse is like being too Queenofswordsy, which we saw in that first spread too. That was what the masculine would have us not do, right? To instead be so... to instead be a little bit more emotional, be that King of Water that we said we were going to be this week, and not so logical in our heads and, you know, getting stuck on maybe things, again, that happened in the past and whatever, because we're saying that, well, this doesn't compute now. This doesn't make sense. This is not logical. My head is telling me, no way, you know, for whatever it is you got in that cup or don't got in that cup, whatever, I'm not interested. And that is reflected by the Two of Arrows. However, again, there's light at the end of the tunnel. The King of Coins is here. We can turn that around. This energy can turn that around where we're feeling more grounded and more earthly, and maybe connecting to Venus, and that energy of Venus in Libra, and the loving feeling, because then it's sitting next to the Six of Coins, which in the other deck was the card that spoke Venus to me, that depicted all three of the signs that she rules. And here it kind of does too. I see the snow out the window. So there's all your winter element, your Libra, your Gemini, and then here all the earth surrounding her. There's your Taurus. But again, this is about exchange, equity, justice, love, equality, right? Consideration for one another. So we are able to come down from that really stringent, logical place, and come back down to earth and be a little bit more compassionate and reasonable. And then we have this Ace of Cups sitting next to us too, that can help to soften us up as well. And then the Eight of Staves upright is also about communication that we're wanting to make or receive. And when they're upright, it looks like, you know, that's indicative of them of communication actually coming your way. There's a bunch of messenger pigeons in this deck. Here's the rods I was talking about being hurled at you. But in this case, they're all like partnered with these messenger pigeons that are bringing you some sort of information, some sort of contact, communication, which the other spreads have shown too. And then at the root here, we have death in reverse, which again, I said that tends to mean like there's something of which we're not willing to let go. In the masculine's case, I think it is the feelings about himself, which explains why we started out with the relationship card. And why the Nine of Coins is our overall energy. He just needs to get in touch with him and learn to like him and love him a little bit more. And then he'll be back and ready to make the offer that he wants to make to perhaps his divine partner. The Two of Staves, the Two of Wands of fire, is the divine union, or quote unquote twin flame card of the tarot. I will read from the book the death card or transformation in this deck, though, because like I said, it gives us these little stories, and I open right to it, so I don't even have to hold you guys up or cut that piece out of the video while of me looking for the page. Transformation, traditional card, death. Lovers pictured here, Persephone and Pluto, which is also appropriate. Again, Pluto retrograde currently in Capricorn. Keywords: changes, endings, beginnings. Demeter, goddess of the harvest, had a daughter named Persephone, whom she treasured more than the earth. When Persephone was abducted by Pluto, god of the underworld, right, this is the Scorpion King, Demeter cursed the soil to be barren until Zeus is sitting right here. Isn't that funny? Zeus finally agreed to reunite Persephone with her mother, but only if she had not eaten anything while in the underworld. Persephone had unfortunately eaten 6 seeds of a pomegranate. Thus a compromise was reached. Each year, Persephone would live 6 months in the underworld And that was during the months of winter, or the period of winter. And then 6 months on Earth in the spring. So meanings when this card is reversed: stagnation, resisting transformation, the need to move in a new direction, but the inability to do so because of rigidity. So that's exactly what I said about the masculine here. And the reason I said it is because that's exactly what's laid out before us. So now we know what we're dealing with this week. Also, I had, when I pulled out that Love Oracle, I was guided to use that for the opening message. Then right after that, I was guided to pick up Isis's cards. I said, oh, she wants to say something. And I didn't know where to put her. And I'm like, well, I can't leave her out once she says she wants to say something. So I was like, I'll do it at the end. I don't even know how long this reading is now, but I'm sure it's pretty long because each of those was like deep. Even though I only did one spread here, normally I would, never mind. So I'm going to my Isis Oracle for some advice. I'll just pull one card for all of us, for both archetypes, the feminine and the masculine, and I'll get the rest of the advice from the cards that I use in the spreads. Beginning with the Pillar of Light, Descent of the Star of Isis, which is kind of ironic because actually this week what we had was the, or not this week, about 2 weeks ago, the first day of the Lionsgate, July 26th, we had Sirius, Isis's star, rise. So now we have a descent here. Opening to Proper Burial for Freedom, Sacrifice to Osiris, Lord of the Dead. Well, that is the death card. Okay, he is the god of the underworld. This Pluto is just another vibration of Osiris. The same way I said, you know, Enoch is to Metatron, is to Thought, or is to Mercury, is to Thought. Same thing here. Proper Burial for Freedom, Sacrifice to Osiris, Lord of the Dead. I just hate to see this card in a general sense, because it's not just a death card like this one. For me, when I pull this card, it tends to mean, you know, actual death. So I hate to have that, particularly in the love reading. And I'm just going to pray that this time, it would be the first time. It doesn't mean that, but like I said, it would be the first time. So that's not necessarily likely. Anyway, I'm opening to Soul Retrieval now. Deep Soul Healing with the Goddess. Pillar of Light. And Goddess of 10,000 Names. Isis. Endless Emanations of the Priestess. I'm going to say if I don't pull that card again, then it was just to be the death card. That's what I'm going to tell myself now. That's the intention I'm making on this new moon day of intentions. I'm intending that for this reading. I know that it will continue to be a way for the universe to talk to me and that I need it. And, you know, I appreciate it and I respect it. But in this moment, okay, Wings of Isis. Uniting with the angelic self. So connecting to that energy of the 9 of coins, as well as the relationship card with which I began the reading, and the need to get in tune with one's self. Overall energy is Divine Guardian, protection of the winged mother. And our card is Pyramid of Light. Step your vibration deeper into love. Nice. Thank you, Mother. So the death was only a representation of death. The energy of transformation and change is what I am telling myself and telling you guys. And this is a long one, so I'll just read the first part. Pyramid of Light. Psychic protection. Step your vibration deeper into love. As a being growing in significant light, darker energies can become more attracted to you. There is nothing to fear and only more mastery and awareness of the power and protection of divine love to experience. This took me right back to that spread in the 3, 5, 7, and somebody trying to take it away from you, some darker energy. I even mentioned, I think, dark magic. Well, maybe on the next spread. But some darker energy trying to basically attack you because of all that love that was, surrounding us on the rest of the table. That's what this is speaking about. The pyramid of light confirms that energies have been causing interference with your path, and that it's time now to end that interference with love and compassion. This oracle brings you confirmation that you're growing spiritually, and as such, there are higher levels of responsibility and skill required of you to continue to thrive and to blossom and to even deeper places of spiritual expansion. These new levels will feel joyful to you as they bring you to greater personal mastery and freedom from fear. And it goes on, but I'm going to end it there because we got other cards. And I think this is pretty long, probably. From the universal love oracle to the masculine, relationship is back. So yeah, okay, it just confirms what I just said. I just said this exact thing, that he needs to work on the relationship with himself, just get his mojo back, and then he's gonna be all right, back in the saddle completely. Feminine for us, spiritual growth. There's the gifts. It was indicative of the feminine going into ascension, or going through ascension in the moon reading as well. So here's the gifts with the feminine. The masculine, 2 of coins, ready to put one of these things down that you're juggling. It could be more than one relationship, something that's distracting you. Ready to get rid of it because you're just like feeling overwhelmed and overcommitted, and like you got too much on your plate, or you bit off more than you can chew. You can't handle all this stuff, which goes, which aligns with the other energies that we picked up for you guys. So makes sense. Feminine, 10 of Cups, being surrounded by love and emotion. It doesn't have to be a whole group of people. One person is enough to make you feel 10 of Cupsy. But it's about like complete emotional fulfillment. You're just not wanting for anything in that moment when you're surrounded by the energy of the 10 of Cups. You're not thinking about money or stuff, and you just feel good. You just feel good. So looking forward to that. From the Angel Tarot to the, see, boom. Again, it's our 3rd death card. We have transformation, proper burial for freedom, and now release or death in the tarot, which again represents the sign of Scorpio, which a good bit of our divine masculines this week may be, who are affected by, what we've seen here. The end of a phase or situation, spiritual transformation. It's time, masculine, to move on. Move forward. And feminine, the 7 of Fire. Defend your beliefs and decisions. Stand your ground. Choose your battles wisely. So if we're affected, for example, by the 3, the 5, the 7, there may be drama. Somebody may try to come for you, as they say. But this is you holding your own. This is you, putting your foot down, standing your ground, and maybe going toe-to-toe, head-to-head with somebody, or maybe not. Like, that's up to you. One of my favorite movies of all time is, it seems little known. I don't know how it's still little known, but it's always been like a little known movie. It's called Things to Do in Denver When You're Dead. And Christopher Walken was like this mob boss. And he would call, when he would kill people, he would call that buckwheats. and he'd do this thing. It was like a quadriplegic, and he was in this motorized wheelchair. He couldn't walk, couldn't do anything, but he could move his head, and he'd tilt his head like from one direction to the other, and he'd go like, buckwheats or no? Buckwheats or no? And that's kind of like what we're going to do. Like, you can decide, am I, going to put my foot in somebody's ass or not? Foot in the ass or nah? It's that sort of thing. You decide. And lastly, from the hashtag creepy deck to the masculine work. So here we have this earth energy again, perhaps also connected to Capricorn, and maybe most specifically to Pluto and Capricorn, and the havoc that appears to be wreaking on some this week. But we will get past it. Okay, because it also is connected to this energy of the King of Coins upright, which means that we have the power to facilitate and bring about abundance in our own lives, and worth and deservingness and feel good. Okay, we can do it ourselves. We don't need no help. And lastly, for the feminine, mature man. This too can be representative of that energy. Mature man in this deck tends to bring about like the father figure kind of energy for me, which of course is connected to Mars and the Emperor and the signs of Aries and Scorpio. This is also about you being in control, you being the patriarch, right, of yourself. You're the boss, you're in charge, you decide, what challenges you accept and what challenges from which you walk away, and how you handle them in either case. Hope you guys have enjoyed this week's love reading. If you would like a personal reading from me, you know how to reach me, Queenofswordsthelightworker.com. You like any of the other services I provide, you can reach me there too. Catch me on my social media. Twitter and IG and stuff would be at Queenofswords99. Facebook, Queen of Swords, the Lightworker. If you want to participate in the giveaway, all you have to do is share any of my videos. You pick which one you're going to share, and then as many times as you're going to do it. Each time you do it, it's an entry. You share it and you tag me, at me, whatever, mention me, and 2 of your friends, because that way we can make sure that we keep our group to people who we've agreed are like-minded friends, rather than random low-vibe people sneaking in here, because we don't need that. And for doing this, you'll be entered into the giveaway, where I am giving away a half-hour reading, an hour-long reading, a Divine Light Cleanse, an original piece of artwork, custom artwork. It can even be a picture of you, an animated drawing of you. If you want to check out the artist, see her at Cliburn, Klibrn. And I'm giving away as well a month's worth of links to my daily Patreon exclusive readings. So it should be fun. I'm going to live stream the drawing on August 31st on YouTube. So look forward to that. And that's it. If you liked the video, please actually like the video, click the like button. And if you're not yet a subscriber of mine, please do subscribe, and then also click on the bell, because YouTube is redundant, and in order to actually get the notifications, you got to do both, and then you'll be notified whenever I upload a video. Thanks guys. Namaste.